Hello and welcome everyone. I am BJ Weiler once again, and this is, as I fix all of my stuff here, Catassing with Poopsocks. We are in episode whatever number this will happen to be when I put it up on the YouTube channel. So you can take a look at that. That's really not important to what we are doing this session. As I mentioned in previous episodes of Awesome Sauce, Venus Rising, an adult-oriented MMO set in the Roman time period. So we get to experience something sort of in the fantasy realm setting, but a different take on it. Yes, Miss Kitty, thank you. Hershey. As I was saying, different take on it. Thematically speaking, of course, so we will see Greek and Roman influences in this game instead of the usual high fantasy type affair that you normally get with fantasy-based MMOs. And on top of that, of course, one of the features here being an adult-oriented game, you actually can have sexual encounters and stuff like that in keeping with the Roman time period. So here we are. This is an alpha test. This is as about alpha as you can get. This part of the test, or this part of the game's development, is still very, very early on, and it is basically the first hands-on development that gamers outside of the actual development team have been able to get their hands on. So we still got a ways to go. I popped in because, as I mentioned in Awesome Sauce episode 10, of course there is no NDA with the alpha test, so of course I wanted to get some video and show off the game to promote the game, because I'm interested in, looking forward to seeing what FoxySoft, who is the developer, independent developer, can bring to the table that would be new and interesting. It's MMO gamers. Now, FoxySoft, for those who are unaware, is headed up by Alex Allen, who is not new to the MMO world. She worked on previous titles such as Star Wars Galaxies, and I believe she was working on Star Wars Galaxies right around the time immediately after the NGE hit. So don't blame her for any of that mess. She came on after the fact and basically dealt with the aftermath. I believe she also worked on DC Universe Online, and what was the other listing? Oh, it escapes. Oh, Planet Side 2, I believe she might have had a hand in as well. So with Venus Rising, she wanted to do something a little different, something more geared toward adult gamers. So she struck out on her own, formed FoxySoft, got a development team, has run a couple of Kickstarter-like campaigns to get some initial funding for the game, and here we are. Anyone can participate in it's a closed alpha, but anyone can participate in if you buy a support package, which seems to be norm, or becoming the norm at this point. Of course, SOE has done that with EverQuest Next, and we had similar things with Elder Scrolls Online and Guild Wars 2, where if you pre-ordered or got a package and stuff like that, you were automatically get into the pre-release testing, stuff like that. So nothing out of the ordinary there. If you're going to support the game, might as well support it and help develop it and troubleshoot and bug shoot along the way. So that was the test character I was playing around with just to make sure I could get long story long, to finally be able to get some recordings up and going. Had to fiddle around with a setting in one of the .ini files so I can actually get this screen the way I want it, and of course to be able to record. So can I delete him? You have no characters. Good, because that was just a test character to play around with. So we will now create new. Music is rather loud, but it is quite, I do like it. As you can see, you know, definitely, you know, even texture-wise, we got our jaggies and stuff like that. So again, you know, obviously, graphically-wise, it does still look a little good. I mean, you still got some detail there. It doesn't look too bad, but obviously, very early alpha stage here. I would fully expect these graphics to be a lot more polished up towards, you know, the end of the development. Gotta watch how I scroll here, because there are certainly parts of the game we will not be showing on YouTube or our Twitch channel, because I like having a YouTube and Twitch channel, and I certainly do not want inappropriate content to have those canceled down. So, we will be keeping it clean for our YouTube and Twitch channel presentations. However, in the description to this video, and of course in the description of most of our YouTube channels and on our Twitch page and on our YouTube homepage, you will find links to our website. Go there, because at some point I will be putting up more thematically appropriate content. Or I will be putting up content that is not quite thematically appropriate for YouTube and Twitch on our own website, which will pose no issue. So we will basically use Twitch and YouTube to show some basic stuff off, and the nitty-gritty, if you will be available on our website in the coming weeks. So stay tuned to that. So I do want to get a shot of the sky, but I have to be careful. So as you can see in there, a little bit of dynamic sky. So this is going to be a sandbox game, not unlike Star Wars Galaxies. But here we go. Character creation, our options: male, female. Of course, we can change to female. Again, character creation not very robust at this point in time. Scroll out a bit. We do have some, you know, basic water effects at this point, sky effects. So scroll in. So we'll go back to our male character. So we, as mentioned in our Awesome Sauce episodes discussing the game, there are going to be 3 archetypes to start off with. We have our soldier, we have our politician, we have our tycoon, which essentially will be the merchant class. So we will start off with a soldier today. Let's zoom in here, and that was the doodle dog. So we can do some adjustments here. So we have male hair 1. Again, just a few different options. Right now, in early alpha, we don't need anything really robust at this point in the game. So we just want to make sure gameplay balance, bugs, and that kind of stuff worked out. So male hair 2. Zoom out a bit there. There we go. And I kind of like male hair 1. It's more of the Roman Greek S, so we can choose our colors. Now this here, of course, we got you know, slide shaders essentially, so we can definitely do a bit of tweaking with shading and colors. I bet we go over here a little bit more brown, a little bit less brown. There we go. And of course that's that. That's that. We can change the color of the headband, which we will make that. What color should we make that? Should we make that a gold? Yes, we'll make that more of a gold. There we go. Differentiate that. Okay, so we have our hair going. Skin color, eye color, again, pretty much the same thing. You can choose your tones, eye color. Again, just basically choose your tones of eye color. I like gray, so we'll just leave it at gray. We'll leave that. Tunics, of course, you can start out with nothing whatsoever. Again, we're going to keep it clean here, so we won't be showing that off, but we have tunic 1, which we are wearing, I believe, tunic 2, and we have armor basic. So I guess since we're going with soldier, we are going to stick with our basic armor. So maybe we can change the color around here. Okay, we only got one color selection with that. Purple. So maybe we'll actually go with our old Real Millennium Group Guild colors. We can do that, I believe, on tunic number 2. Maybe we should choose a different class, but we'll just do it as an example, then we'll go back to our armor. So, again, it's mostly purple. And we had red in there. It's not looking very red to me. But it's red. Orangey. Red with green highlights. And those were the old RMG colors we started using with Guild Wars. But regardless, let's go with our armor. We'll go with our basic armor. We'll leave it Roman red. We can. Looks like we might need some adjustments for these color sliders because I can't get that nice deep rich blood red essentially anymore. So it looks like some of the color slider needs a little bit of work. Perhaps having an option for your basic. A little bit of purple in. Basic primary colors and then having deeper shading options. That works for me. We shall name this guy actually Hanek would be our priest, so Corbin Janzia is normally our warrior. Hanek will probably end up being our politician. Of course, loading screens, loading screens, loading screens. With lovely sound effects. Now this part did take quite a bit. This game is being built on the Hero engine apparently, since I am running the Hero engine client. And there we go. Again, real simple at this point in time. There's no options or controls, so the music is what it is. Rather loud at this point. Have simple inventory screen here. Have no bread or ale. I have no copper. I have no friends. Our little chat window, of course, our health, our power, presumably, and our prowess. Presumably that is for something interesting and special. Okay, Q and E. Simple WASD controls. Q and E, as you can see, just spins us around. So hopefully we will be able to have key remapping because A and D actually moves you left or right. I am now standing in the middle of the dock. Of course, you can swivel with your mouse. A bit laggy here. Jump. 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 Get up there. I jump up here. No. I might be stuck in the water. Okay, I need a running jump. Apparently not. Okay, so let's see if we can find a different way. Oh, looks like I can get up here. There we go. We have our sea captain. Since I do not have this full screen, as you can see, some of the UI is a bit wonky. So, of course, it all goes into the bug reports. All stuff for bug reports. Come on, let's get over there. Controls are fighting me a little bit here. Okay, let's see what Julia has to say. So I've got to somehow, there we go, select on Julia. I want to talk to Julia. Julia, will you not talk to me? Looks like we got some buggy stuff there. In my earlier test, they did talk to me. But apparently they don't want to talk to me now. Okay. Let's go wandering around. See what we have in here. Vendors. Apparently you can select on vendors from any distance, or NPCs at this point from any distance. And obviously you can. Starting outfits. Bread and such. Nothing to sell, do I? See, food vendor, okay. Basically the same inventory as the regular vendor. Gaius the merchant. What does Gaius have for us today? Remember, I gotta use Q and E. Do my normal preferred velocity running. Debug. That's interesting. How about I just want to talk, and he talks nothing. Q and E, Q and E. Oop, that was D, that's not what I wanted. Again, hopefully as the game progresses we will have those standards of button remapping and that kind of stuff. It is right now. There's hesitation with movement. You press, it doesn't seem to want to go, and then it keeps going after you release. So we definitely have to have that worked out a bit. I want to go to him. Will he talk to me? And offer me the same stuff. Okay. See, is there a quest log? I don't think there's a quest log. Let's see, we can scroll out here a bit to get more of a view to figure out where we're going here. So we're basically just going to do a little bit of running around, exploring here. Again, I can definitely see the potential that this is going to be a very pretty game once the graphics get polished up. Some of the detail that we already have. This early build is impressive already. Ambience. I have to get used to these controls here. I might just use mouse movement and running forward. Let's take a look at this. Let's see what we're looking at here. Scrolling. You see, even close up, we do have some detail, so you can definitely see the potential. But of course, it's got to be the gameplay that will ultimately be the deciding factor. I go in here, let's see, or is this just an alcove? It appears to just be an alcove of stone. Let's run up this way. See if there's buildings, closed doors. See if we can find this tavern somewhere. Ooh. Oh, what do we got back here? What do we got back here? Do we have an opening for something? Scrolling a bit. It's a barista. Okay, what's this barista about? What do we got in here? What have you to say, my good man? Oh, the same as a vendor. Okay. But I don't even know how combat works yet. I have no weapon. How do I fight? I saw somebody lurking about here. Solicitous and solicita. I see. Ah, indeed. And what about you, Solicitous? Same thing. Yeah, it's just like in the good old ancient Roman world. Relationships are rather open. Basically what we're going to be doing here is just trying to orient ourselves where all this stuff is. There's a mania there. There's mania. Looks like we're back in the merchant square a bit. Where'd you go? There you are. Do you have anything of note? Not yet. Okay. So let's head off over this way. Yeah, mouse movement makes it a little bit easier. Another barista. There, just a quarter with Hilarious. Come on, Corbin, get over there. Nothing. Come on, you can do it. Definitely have to refine the control system here, most certainly. Oh, we were there. Back up these steps. Uh-oh. Let's stay on the steps. Lovely architecture, and there is our Venus rising. Ah, General. Nothing for a centurion such as myself. Senator Quintus, presumably. Again, these will all be quest NPCs. At some point offering quests once more of the game is built. Lucius. Nothing for me, Lucius. Could this be a senatorial building, perhaps? I can't gain entry there. Oop. It's like very bad lag at this point. Oh. Again, presumably there's a lot of closed off areas here, but it is my understanding that we will eventually be able to enter, you know, basically free roaming exploration. But of course, again, early alpha, only small portions of this game world have been built up at this point. So, okay. There, let's see what's along here. Though, I mean, the size of this already, just where we are per se, I don't think we have a map yet. Do we? Nope, no map yet. This already seems to be fairly well sized for a tutorial noob type island. So let's see what we got up here. Barbarians. Duel or kiss? Why, that's interesting. Should I duel? Ah. I believe he killed me. I am dead. Well, that didn't work out so well. Interesting. There's nothing there. They do not want to talk to me. So let's see what's down this way. Let's take us back to Merchant Square, as it is. Yes, we've pretty much looked at everything here. So what have we here? Anybody here? Friend of old fisherman. Okay, Mr. Friend of old fisherman. Said she had bestowed celestial powers upon the Venusian army to ward off any demigods that may have been spawned by the dissenters. The old fisherman knows all about the dissenters. Yes, I will be sure to ask the old fisherman if I ever come across him. There will be mythological beasts we can fight and have relations with, so to speak. back over there. Come on, come on. You can do it. So you were already up here. So let's see. The barbarians. Fortunately, it doesn't look like the barbarians just aggro until I decide to smack one of them around. So, what do we have up here? We have something interesting. We have the Roman baths. A bathhouse, it appears. Olia. Nothing to say, Olia? Okay. So I quite imagine this will become quite the place of socializing in the game, or at least this part of the game. Can I not? Can I not get out of the bath? I can't get out of the bath. There we go, I managed to get out. Okay, killed the barbarian who killed me. He must be a better soldier than I am. Hello. Shall we? Can't go that way, so we'll have to go around here. Okay, yeah. Definitely gonna have to work on collision here. If you can't jump over anything, what's the point of jumping? There we go. Okay, there's our general. Let's see here. I am lagging something awful here. Come on, bugger. 10. 10. 10. Didn't want you to turn that much. Yes, I can hear you. I'll respond momentarily. Oh, yes. Okay, so that's how chat works. Just enter. Won't be chatting quite yet here. Try and get used to these controls. Marley, you hush. We have but one barbarian left. Sounds like somebody's fighting, but I don't see anything going on. The barbarian there. We come up here. Anything you can see up this way? Apparently not. That appears to be the extent of everything. Kissing apparently does nothing. So let's try this again. Oh, I managed to kill him. Excellent. I gained some prowess. How nice. Okay, now let's try this guy. Gotcha. That turned out better. I've gotten 2 prowess. How lovely. Enticing statues. But it's all artwork, so it's all good. It's all good. So I presume then that's pretty much explored everything that I think we could. So I presume then there's the tavern somewhere here. As far as I've only seen baristas. See anything else? Hello. Baristo. Oh, I've gotten copper. I've bought bread. I've bought some wine. Excellent. I have copper. How nice. How do I get out? Let's go this way. Badoop, badoop. Who do I have to talk to purchase your services? Servia at the stabulum. Well, where is the stabulum? I don't see anything else there. Just the baristas there. So, okay, let's see. Is there anything we can enter down here? Red light district. Aha. That's what Julia was telling us about. Uh-oh. I believe I am stuck. There we go. Bug report. I don't think... Right, yes. We can't open closed doors at this point in time. Vibius. Oh, there's Servia. No, thank you. Not yet. We will save that for one of our special episodes. And you do what, sir? Come on, select. There we go. Aha! So he looks after the boys, and she looks after the girls. Okay. So now we'll be getting somewhere for our next video. This might be a good place to stop then. So we've explored a little bit. Presumably then our quest objective is around here in one of these buildings. This scoundrel we must defeat. So, for our next episode, who are you? Okay, you are just a vendor. So we'll park it here. We'll save the good stuff for the next episode appearing on our website. Probably this upcoming week. Thank you for watching all. This brief and somewhat painful introduction, but again, alpha is alpha. It is what it is. It's very early alpha. But it definitely does show promise. It does show some interest, and we'll see where we go from here. Thanks for watching. I am BJ Weiler. Until next time, I will see you in game.